Hey guys, Erin Wester here. Again, I'm freezing down in this basement, but I always get super sweaty, so it's okay. So, yesterday I talked all about my 100-day fit challenge. So if you didn't hear it yesterday, you can look on my wall or comment below, message me, whatever you want to do. But basically the 100-day fit challenge starts March 20th, and we're going to be doing together 21-day fix. 21-day fix, the chisel, part of Masters Hammer and Chisel, 21-day fix extreme, and then country heat or a hybrid of country heat and turbo fire, which is what I'm going to do. But obviously, if you don't want to do turbo fire, you can just do country heat. It's the 100-day challenge. I've already been doing them on day 86. So, it is a small cost because you would have to get the Beachbody On Demand All Access if you don't own all those programs already. But it's super reasonable, like $8 a month. So you pay way more than $8 a month for gym membership, and this way you get $6,000 worth of programs. So today, I brought my book down here with me, the 10X Rule. So most of you know this is what I'm reading. And today's chapter was about setting goals. So, I've read tons of things about goal setting. I've listened to tons of podcasts. I've read Chalene Johnson's Push. I've done Darren Hardy's Best Year Ever, which is actually what I'm currently doing. So, I'm kind of going to use this 10X rule goal setting along with Chalene's goal setting, along with Darren Hardy. I'm just going to kind of combine the whole thing and kind of do it how I want to do it. But as I was reading the 10X rule today, I realized, I set goals. I set goals that are realistic, which in this book, he says the word realistic is horrible word to use. I set realistic goals. They always say SMART goals. I don't remember what SMART stands for, but specific, measurable. A is something, realistic, timely. So, you have to set a time limit. They have to be realistic. You have to be able to measure them. They have to be specific. I don't really remember what the A is, but that's basically what a SMART goal is. So, I've always set an income goal. I've always set a weight loss goal. I've always set a goal regarding my debt. I've always set business goals, like rank goals, goals about how many people I want to get started on a fitness journey, how many people I want to get started as business partners, as coaches. And I've always set those kind of rules. But 10X rule says that you shouldn't set realistic goals. Okay. So I brought the book down here specifically because there's points in here that I want to make that I cannot make without having the book down here. So as he says, ask yourself whether the goals you have set are equal to your potential. Most people will admit that their goals are well below their potential because most of the world has been convinced, persuaded, and even educated to set small, attainable, realistic goals. True. If you're a parent, I'm sure you have heard yourself suggest this to your children, or maybe you heard it from your own parents or in your work environment. Never set realistic goals. You can get a realistic life without setting goals for it. He says here, I truly despise the word realistic because it's based on what others who have probably been operating at only the first 3 degrees of action, so no action, retreating action, and average action, they have accomplished and believe possible. Realistic thinking is based on what others think is possible, what they are, and they are not you, and have no way of knowing your potential and purposes. So don't base your goals on what you have done because you can do more. So, I always set realistic goals that I know I can attain. But I'm going to change it. I'm going to make them goals that I have to push myself to reach, that I have to put out 10x effort to reach these goals. Because if I'm putting, I want to be a 2-star diamond coach when I'm a 1-star diamond coach, that's not really pushing myself. I say, I want to be a 6-figure earner by the time I've been in this business for 10 years. So that means I would be a 6-figure earner by June of 2020. So that's like a little over 3 years away. I could say I want to be making 6 figures, but is that realistic? If I'm already making $50,000 to $60,000 a year, is it realistic to say that I'm only gonna increase my income by $40,000 in 3.5 years? Probably not. It's probably not pushing myself enough. So he says, I will never tell another person what their goals should be. However, I would advise that when you do set your goals, take into account that you have been educated with restrictions. Be aware of this so you don't underestimate your possibilities. I think when we set goals, we underestimate what we can really do. And I think that's huge. So these are the points I wanted to make. Take the following into account. Number 1, you are setting these goals for you, not for anyone else. So you're a Beachbody coach. You're setting goals for you, not for your upline, not for your personally sponsored coach, not for your team. You're setting them for you. Number 2, anything is possible. So don't limit yourself by setting goals that are too low. Number 3, you have much more potential than you realize. Number 4, success is your duty, obligation, and responsibility. Number 5, there's no shortage of success. And number 6, regardless of the size of the goal, it will require work. Once you've reviewed the concepts, sit down and write out your goals. Be willing to rewrite them every single day until they are achieved. So this is something I don't do. I write out goals every single week. I measure, as in Darren Hardy's Best Year Ever, if you've done the Best Year Ever, you know that every week you write down tasks that are going to get you to your goals. You have your 3 main goals, which my 3 main goals were to lose 45 pounds, to be a 6-figure earner, and to have 0 debt. So that are my 3 goals that I'm working towards. And then whenever you split it up, and each week you focus on certain things, you write down what you're doing for personal development. You write down the important things going on that week that you need to accomplish. So it's really breaking it down by week, and then analyzing your week, analyzing your month, analyzing the quarter, analyzing the year. That's kind of how Living Your Best Year Ever works. And then by Chalene Johnson, you write new goals every week. So I write 10 goals every week. I don't look at the goals from the previous week, and I just write 10 new goals. And then as I was reviewing the goals I wrote yesterday, I realized, I'm not writing them in a way that you've already done them. That's another way you should write goals. So here, this is just an example of some goals he wrote. And it's just gonna be an example. And then I'm gonna give you an example of the ones I wrote, because at the end of every chapter, there's a place to write. So in this book. So these are just an example of some of his goals, as an example of how they should be written. So it says it's a good idea to write your goals as though you've already accomplished them. So he says, I keep a legal pad next to my bed so I can record my goals first thing every morning and right before I go to bed at night. I'm not sure that's a little excessive. I mean, I think if I write my goals every morning, that would be great. That would be a good step. I also keep one in my office in which I record new and improved objectives. Here are examples of some of the goals. You word them as though you've already achieved them. So I own 5,000 plus apartments that return over 12% potential cash flow. I am in perfect health and physical condition. My net worth is over $100 million. My income is over $1 million a month. I have written and published 12 or more best-selling books. My marriage is alive and healthy and a positive model for others. I am more in love with my wife every day. 2 beautiful, healthy children, and it goes on. So there's like 15 to 20 goals here listed in this book. So you need to keep in mind that these are some goals and are only being used as an example of how you word them. So average goal setting cannot and will not fuel massive 10x action. If you approach an endeavor with average thinking, you will start to give up the moment you come up against any challenges, resistance, or less than optimal conditions. So unless you have some big juicy purpose in your engine to get through resistance, you must have a big reason, as we call them, your why, a big reason to get there. The bigger and more unrealistic your goals are, the more you're aligned with your purpose and duty, and more than energize and fuel your actions. So, I've always thought, they need to be realistic. They need to be goals I'm going to be able to accomplish in the next 3 months, 6 months, a year. I don't really think about the goals that I want to accomplish for my life. And that is how I'm going to change things. So, this last part of this chapter was something that was really good as well. The biggest regret of my life is not the fact that I haven't worked my ass off, because I have. It's that I didn't set targets 10 times higher than what I originally thought I could accomplish from the very beginning. Why? Because my goals are influenced and limited greatly by the way I was brought up. I'm not blaming anyone. It is just a fact. I spent the first 30 years of my business career getting the 10x effort part right. And I'll spend the next 25 years getting the 10x goal setting part right. So I recommend you do the following. So number 1, set 10x targets. So don't set goals for 3 months from now, 6 months from now. Set goals you want to accomplish 5 years from now, 10 years from now. 10x your targets. Push yourself. Don't make them realistic. Make them something that you really have to push for and really have to put in extra effort to reach. So number 2, align them with your other purposes. And number 3, write them down every day. Again, he says when you wake up and before you go to sleep. Again, I don't know if that's excessive or not, but I will be writing my goals down every single morning. I may write them, take a picture, and post it every day just for accountability. I haven't decided yet. So, he has you do exercise. Again, for those, I got to give props. It's the 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. So that's the book that I'm getting all this information out of. I got to give him props to what he's doing. So, then there's exercise at the end. Like I said, write down how your upbringing has influenced your goal setting. So for me, my parents always taught me never to settle and to push for more. And I don't. I get happy with where I'm at and I don't push, and that's going to change. So what are some goals you would set if you knew you would achieve them? So my first one, I am fit and healthy and weigh 160 pounds. That is my ultimate goal. I want to be fit. I want to be healthy. I want to look good in a 2-piece. I want to be 160 pounds because that's what I was in 2010 when I had reached my ultimate goal then. I even almost had a 6-pack then. I'm sure most of you have seen those pictures. I posted a lot. It's me in a black tank top with yoga pants that have like cheetah print on top. That was like my ultimate goal on what I wanted to be. And I did that. So I want to be there again. I will be a millionaire by the age of 45. So that is 8 years from now. So I will be a millionaire in 8 years. I am a 5-star elite coach. So rank is a place that I've struggled. I mean, this is just being totally honest. I have been a 1-star diamond coach since June of 2014. In April 2014, I was an emerald. I originally was an emerald in 30 days in 2010 and diamond in 100 days. But as I have said multiple times, I let my business fall for 3 years and I was emerald coach back in April 2014 when I started reworking my business again. And from April 2014 till June 2014, so 10 weeks, I went from emerald to a 1-star diamond coach. But I am still a 1-star diamond coach. And it's almost 3 years later now. So obviously I'm doing something wrong. So obviously I need to push more than just saying I want to be a 2-star diamond coach. I need to push. I need to be a 5-star diamond elite coach. That is the goal. I don't need to be 15-star diamond. That's not me. I would love to be 15-star diamond. I should actually write in here, I am 5-star diamond coach before I'm 40, and I am 15-star diamond coach before I'm 45. That's really what I should write. I have a savings of $100,000. So I never have a huge savings. I never have more than maybe $3,000 in savings, and then that money goes to my quarterly taxes. So my savings is always just to pay off my quarterly taxes, because those of you that own a home business know you have to pay quarterly taxes. So I want to have an actual savings that is $100,000. So I want to have a savings of $100,000 plus a savings that I save for my taxes. So I want to have 2 different savings. So I have no debt, including mortgage or student loans. So, as all of you know, I have no credit card debt. Great, wonderfulness. I have 1 consumer loan, 1 car loan, my student loans, which are $80,000, and our mortgage. So that's really the debt I have left. And my husband still has student loans, but he has no credit card debt either. And obviously his car also has a loan on that car. So those are really my main goals. So what are their goals or purposes that align with primary goals? Let's see how long. I'm talking about 12 minutes. So what other purposes that align with primary goals would further fuel your action? So this is digging deeper. So I want to change the lives of 10, I change the lives of 10 to 20 people every month. I have a team of over 1,000 ladies that make a difference. Everyone knows who I am in Beachbody because I am super successful. Those are really my purposes, what I want to do. I am a coach to change lives. I want to have a huge team. I don't have a huge team. I have about 25 personally sponsored coaches. That is my team, and it should be more than that, but I keep losing people. So I want to have over 1,000 personally sponsored coaches on my team. I know that's super reaching, but that is my goal. So, and I want to be helping 10 to 20 people a month. Right now I'm helping about 5 people a month get started on with Shakeology and a Beachbody program. But it's more than just challenge packs. It's about changing lives. It's about making a difference. It's about helping someone in a violent relationship realize that they can leave. It's about helping someone to know that they're a good parent. It's about helping people realize what their food sensitivities are and why they're not losing the weight. That's what it's about. So, and I want to help 10 to 20 people do those things every single month. You know, that is really the dream, and having a huge team of ladies that's doing the same thing, that's also helping 10 to 20 people a month. So if I have 1,000 people helping 10 to 20 people every month, we are helping 20,000 people every month, and that is change. So list of goals I wrote, and 2 things they all have in common. So I strive for financial freedom, becoming a true success, and really making a difference. That is really what my goals come down to, is being a financial success, being financially secure for retirement, and so my kids don't have a whole bunch of our debt to deal with, and to really seriously, honestly make a difference, because that is what this is all about. So that is it for today. Sorry I went on a rant. This is good stuff. Goals are huge. If you're not setting goals, where are you going? So even if you don't have a home business, set goals. Set weight loss goals. Set goals with your career. Set financial goals. Set amounts of money that you want to save. That's really what this is about today. So it is time for me to get my workout on, and I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Bye, guys.